Es que ya llevo un rato mirándote. Tengo que bailar contigo hoy. Chihuahua. Vi que tu mirada ya estaba llamándome. Muéstrame el camino que yo voy. Oh, tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso. Oh yeah, ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todos mis sentidos van pidiendo más. Esto hay que tomarlo sin ningún apuro. Despacito.
No! I want to turn it up, not off. Still on?
Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firma las paredes de tu laberinto, hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito. Sube, sube. Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Favorito, favorito, baby. Déjame sobrepasar tus olas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos. Que olvides que
Gavin, what you need to start doing, well, you need to ask, how are you today, instead of, you okay?
conmigo te hace bam bam. Sabe que sabe, la está buscando de mi bam bam. Me pruebas de mi boca para ver cómo te sabe. Quiero ver cuánto amor a ti te cabe. Yo no tengo prisa, yo me quiero dar el viaje. Empezamos lento, después salvaje. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza, yo que eres malicia con delicadeza. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Y es que esa belleza es un rompecabezas, pero para montarlo aquí tengo la pieza. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firma las paredes de tu laberinto, hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito. Sube, sube. Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Favorito, favorito, baby. Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos. Que olvides tu apellido. Despacito, vamos a hacerlo en una playa en Puerto Rico, hasta que las olas griten ay bendito, para que mi sello se quede contigo. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Esa mi boca, tus lugares favoritos. Favorito, favorito, pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Provocar tus gritos, así que olvides tu apellido. Chihuahua. Despacito. Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito.
The DQ Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket comes in your choice of honey barbecue or buffalo. Layer with flavor from the top, bottom, and everywhere in between. That's the Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket. Get it delivered today, only at DQ.
Do I go orange and blue? Or do I go with the orange and the red?
I can't stop laughing. Easy come, easy go. Easy gonna be lasting. Jealousy, let it go. Results could be tragic. Some of y'all ain't writing well. Too concerned with fashion. None of you ain't Giselle. Can't walk and imagine. A lot of y'all Hollywood drama. Cast it. Cut bitch camera off. Real plastic.
Or the red.
Now while you gritting your teeth, frustration, baby, you got to read. Take a lot more than you to get rid of me. You see, I do what they can't do. I just do me. Ain't no stress when it comes to stage. Get what you see. Meet me in the lab, pen and pad, don't believe. 16's mine, create my own lines. Love for my wordplay, that's hard to find. Sophomore, I'm scared, one of a kind. All I do is contemplate ways to make your fame mine. Eyes bloodshot, stress and chills up your spine. Sick to your stomach, wishing I wrote your line. I had to give you it's only been a year. The left time I forgot the door, and I ain't going nowhere. It took a while to get me, and I'm gonna take my time. Don't fight that good thing, yeah. Now let me blow your mind. Let your bones crack, your back pop. I can't stop excitement from your stash box. Thugged out, I respect the cash route. Lockdown, blast this sets while I mash out. Yeah, mash out. E-R-E, backtrack, think back. E-V-E, do you like that? Yeah, you got to. I know you. Had you in the trance, first glance from the flow too. Don't believe I'll show you, take you with me. Turn you on, pinch you gon' give you relief. Put your trust in the born winner, listen to me. Damn, she much thinner, no, now I'm complete. Sting stallion, break house, pile it on, ride or die, bitch, double R, can't strong. Beware, cause I crush anything I land on. Be here, ain't no mistake, it was planned on. I had to give you more, it's only been a year. The last time I foot through the door, and I ain't going nowhere. It took a while to get me, and I'm gonna take my time. Don't fight that good thing, yeah. Now let me blow your mind.
Hi, Blazer. Yeah, sorry. Coloring.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
Problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new ponds.
So I sleep. I got the sheets on the floor, nothing on me. And I can't take it no more, so 100 degrees. I got 1 foot out the door, where are my keys? Cause I gotta leave, yeah, in the back of the cab. I took the drive ahead of time, give me the fast. I got your body on my mind, I want it back. Ooh, just about you, it's me so high, so high. Girl, you don't want it, I if you want me, girl, you got me. There's nothing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do just to get up next to you. Yeah, just to get up next to you. Just the thought of you gets me so high, so high. Just the thought of you gets me so high, so high. You know what? I want to want it. And if you want me, girl, you got me. There's nothing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do just to get up next to you. Girl, you know what? I want to want it. And if you want me, girl, you got me. There's nothing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do just to get up next to you. I would do anything just to get up next to you. Anything, just to get up next to you. Just to get up next to you. Get up, get up.
Oh, that's Matilda followed her.
Oh, but Lupus, Tinkerbell came into the room.
Today, authorities found the rotting bodies of Francis and Donald Fox Sr. inside of their family home. They had been shot in the head and killed by their own son right before he turned the gun on himself and took his own life.
To this day, there is no motive for the murder. It appears to have been completely random.
He took a shotgun, shot his dad while he was in bed, shot his mom in the dining room, then went into his bedroom and shot himself. The bodies weren't found for days. There was just blood everywhere. In 2016, it was a violent incident. There was so much blood that they had to move the individual into the dining room. And we started ripping up flooring, and we uncovered this stain.
Why did he murder his parents?
Hopefully you guys can figure that out, because no one really knows why.
The woman who died here most recently, that case is still open.
That case is still open.
All right, Junior, I'm coming in, bringing some friends.
This is the sword that was used on the attack. Blood was splattered throughout the house. Shot himself.
I'm very lonely here.
This whole thing is actually blood. Yeah, this is the murder weapon. On tonight's episode of The Paranormal Files, we are diving into one of our most serious investigations to date, here at the Belle Plaine Murder House. The house behind me is stained with some of the darkest history we've ever covered here on the channel, and it's literally also stained with the blood of murder victims. You will not believe what we're about to show you inside of this home. Tonight on The Paranormal Files, we are diving into not only a crazy murder that happened here in the 80s, but also a very suspicious death that happened here just in 2016. This episode is going to be taken extremely seriously because we have been given access to do something here that's never been done before. And what we uncover tonight could fundamentally change so much. It's crazy to think about. But once again, I'm Colin Brown. Thank you for tuning in this evening. You're watching The Paranormal Files.
Hi, my name is Nick Bottle, and I own a house here in Belle Plaine that has a very violent history and a lot of suspicious activity. And I am here in the Belle Plaine Train Depot. Belle Plaine was built by the railroad, by the Chicago Northwestern. A lot of homes down 11th Street were made for the railroad workers while they're here in town working. The significance of Belle Plaine with the railroad is due to just the railroad economy alone. It grew Belle Plaine to about a population of 3,000, 4,000 people. So the economy here in town, the majority of it was because of the railroad. So there was a hotel right next to us that was known as the Burley House. And with the railroad workers coming to town, there would be some females that would stay at the hotel and come out on the balcony to try to sell themselves to anyone coming to town. I don't know how deep in detail you want me to get down on something.
I think it's interesting.
What did it cost?
I have no idea. But back when the railroad was, the railroad workers were here, there was a lot of speculation with criminal activity and kind of the dark history of Belle Plaine that you don't hear about. 11th Street was actually dubbed Red Light District, and that's where the house is on 11th Street. So there's a lot of activity that happened down that street when the old railroad workers were here working. What makes Belle Plaine so intriguing is Belle Plaine's built on water. There's huge aquifers that run through Belle Plaine. One of the aquifers is known as a jumbo well. And if you type in jumbo well, you'll be able to see the history and how many thousands and thousands of gallons it spewed out when they tapped into it for weeks, maybe months. They had to dig a canal from Belle Plaine all the way down the Iowa River just to drain it.
Wow, that's crazy.
So what's really nuts though, guys, is that I do water and sewer here in Belle Plaine. And what we figured out is that there's an electrical current that is produced just because of the flow of water underneath Belle Plaine. So the land actually produces some kind of...
Oh, Jesus, a raccoon!
Oh, he's over here.
So, I guess, were there ever any tragic incidents associated just with this building?
There was a couple tragic incidents that happened by this building along with the railroad. There's 3 crossings and there's been multiple incidences of fatalities or tragedies. Yeah, the tragedies from the railroad itself, there's been cars hit by trains. There's been tragic instances with children. And it's just all in this area.
There's a lot of dark history here that you really would not imagine would be here.
If you dive deeper into the history, it's astonishing on what you'll find. So on the spirit boxes, we'll pick up railroad workers asking for drugs, prostitutes. The house that we're about ready to go to was built for the railroad workers. So there's been multiple railroad workers that lived in the house throughout the years that were here to build the railroad or work on the steam engines or just to build buildings or to fight fires. There was a set of instances that happened and they thought that comes in sets of 3 with tragic incidences. And so when that happened, they would have a word for it. And a lot of times they would try to transfer out of Belle Plaine and go someplace else because they were worried that the next incident was going to be about them.
Dang. So there were so many incidents that they had like a pattern to it almost.
Hoodoo. Is it called hoodoo? Okay. I can't remember what the word was. But so you guys will be able to read the police report from the incident, and I can kind of add a little bit of details from the reports that I read. So kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together for you.
Well, should we walk through the building really quick? Just to set the cool
Hello,
opportunity to be in
Dolly.
here?
Hello,
Is there something
Norma.
else you want to talk about in here?
Great idea.
I guess it's the basement. So, but your light's probably gonna end up picking up a lot of the. darkness,
I'm
so-
watching my paranormal shows and
What were all those
coloring.
rooms beneath? Were just offices?
I'm not even quite sure. I have no idea. Steve, do you have any?
Yeah, this was the passenger side of the business, and the other wing was the freight side.
Interesting.
So this is like the central communications hub in here. It would have all the telegraph wiring and all that kind of stuff. There's a telegraph office in the basement that's been decommissioned. And, yeah, there used to be tables and desks around in here where people could buy things. The main office downstairs would be where you get your tickets and stuff.
So crazy to see.
And now it's the raccoon office.
Yeah. Raccoon Hotel.
Have you ever dived into the dark web of conspiracy theories? It's a thrilling adventure, but it can be risky. You never know who's watching or what predators might be lurking online. That's where Surfshark VPN comes in. Surfshark VPN keeps my data safe and my identity anonymous. Whether I'm researching sensitive topics, accessing geo-restricted content, or just browsing the web, Surfshark ensures my online security. Surfshark's clean web feature blocks ads, trackers, and malware, making my browsing experience not only safer, but also smoother. Honestly, in this day and age, you have no idea who might be watching you, who might want to steal your data, and I am a huge proponent of using a VPN, and if you want to protect yourself, you want to really upgrade your privacy, you should definitely download Surfshark today. Stay safe online with Surfshark. Use code Paranormal Files to get extra 4 months for free. Click the link in the description to get started with Surfshark to protect your online adventures. Once again, use my code Paranormal Files to get an extra 4 months for free. And now, let's get back to today's video.
Okay, well, I'm going to announce something because I was told to announce this every time I go in, so I always do it just routinely, out of respect. So.
All right, Junior, I'm coming in, bringing some friends.
Hi, Sonal.
So this is the house where the incident in 1987 happened. Junior was 34 at the time. He cut the telephone wires on the outside of the house, came in, took a 20 gauge Savage shotgun, shot his dad while he was in bed, shot his mom in the dining room, then went into his bedroom and shot himself. The bodies weren't found for days. In the middle of July, and the decomposition had started, and the smell was so bad that the police officer couldn't be in the house more than a couple minutes. This flooring, when I first purchased the house, this house was just full of trash. I got it last September and I had to clean everything out. And as we were going, we came across paramedic gloves that are on the table over here. There's a couch against the wall there that was here in the house, and then that maroon rocking chair. When we cleaned it out, I was actually in here by myself. I was by the front door. There's trash everywhere, and that's when I started. I was in the house for approximately 15 minutes. It was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was just throwing vodka bottles, Pepsi bottles, and trash into a garbage sack when I heard shh coming from this side of the house. I looked over to my right, on my right side, and I seen something darker than a shadow come back into the bedroom. And I left immediately. I didn't know what it was. I just knew the history of the house, and I wasn't going to mess around too long to figure it out. But then I tried to say that it could have been a reflection off a car going by, and I was trying to make sense of it when the incident happened. And that's when I called in some paranormal investigators to investigate the house to see if there is anything in here. After that, we came in and we started ripping up flooring, which is the vinyl flooring, and we uncovered this stain here. Don't know what the stain is, but it does match what was written in the police report. So it still needs to be verified by professionals to see if it is blood stains or not. Back here in the kitchen, the incident in 2016 happened here. There was a violent incident. When the paramedics come, they said that there was so much blood in the kitchen that they had to move the individual into the dining room. And we actually just came across this stain here. And I don't know, it looks like, and you guys can look at this too, if it's part of latex gloves. That's what it looks like. That somebody ripped up.
It definitely looks like blood.
And I don't know if it's the same latex gloves that are on the table in the living room.
I think it looks exactly like blood.
Yeah. So if you look at the dark color of it and match it with the color of the stain on the floor, it closely resembles the same color.
So what happened in 2016?
There was an incident where an individual was hacked up with a sword. When the ambulance crew came, they rushed her to the hospital.
EQ Bank is here to help you make bank.
During cold season, a single sneeze can change everything. Emergency, a tasty boost of vitamins, minerals, and electrolytes to support your energy and immunity. Get Emergency ready.
Since forever, we've hated Mondays. But it doesn't have to be like this. Introducing Monday Hair Care. Our modern, award-winning formulas smooth, hydrate, and protect. No more bad Mondays.
I rappel out of helicopters to fight remote wildfires.
We process thousands of cases every year.
I'm focused on synergy.
Hello, legendary Princess
alignment
Diana.
with the core deliverables.
Sorry if I'm not paying attention.
Select your Pokemon wisely in the Pokemon trading card game, Mega Evolution. Available now. Each booster pack of 10 cards sold separately. Cards vary by pack.
Ended up saving her. But I guess the kitchen, after the incident, she was found in the kitchen and there was just blood everywhere. I don't know if I should really go into the possible, strangulation that happened a week later. I don't know if you guys really want to touch into something as sensitive as that, but you guys are more than welcome to try to dig into that report, see if you guys can get it, and maybe that'll kind of help tie in everything.
But she eventually died here in the house.
She died here in the house.
Afterwards.
Yes. In a separate incident.
What was her?
Her name was Vicky. So,
How about the guy?
so the guy is actually in a homeless shelter in Cedar Rapids, about 45 minutes away.
What's his name?
His name's Gary. So, the mother was found, Frances, back in 1907, was found lying in this doorway, face up. Actually, I have the police report. So this is actually a copy of the police report here. So if you guys read it, it'll be able to kind of tell you where the bodies are found.
So, why did he murder his parents?
Hopefully you guys can figure that out by asking questions and doing an investigation, because no one really knows why.
Really? There's no motive that was ever provided?
No, it was like the family was forgotten about. And that's what was really sad, is because this family has a story to tell, and the only way they can tell their story is through people who come down here and investigate.
That's crazy though. I mean, usually in cases like this, there's a motive, like financially, there's some sort of abuse, but there was like nothing that happened. He just snapped, killed him, and then took his life.
He had a construction accident. If you look here, this was provided me by another paranormal research group. They put together this binder. They were able to pull some articles over the incident. And he was actually injured in a construction incident. And I'm not sure what the date was, but he was in a crew that was building the sewer facility in Cedar Rapids, and he fell from a scaffolding, and I think it was about 40 feet. He fell 25 feet to the ground. And he was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, and they ended up saving him. I don't know if he had a plate in his head or what kind of reconstructive surgery that he had.
But that's kind of also like football players, the brain injuries, how that sometimes will drive people to commit murder. That's kind of interesting there.
So what I found about with Junior is that he was a quiet individual. He was socially awkward. He would go outside and just stare at people without saying anything. He just had this isolated personality.
The woman who died here most recently, that case is still open.
That case is still open, yes.
That's Vicky and Gary and homeless shelter.
Yes. So that case is not closed yet. Yeah, there's a lot of answers that need to be found over that incident.
And no one's lived here since then?
No one's lived here since Gary was evicted from the bank. That's when I purchased the house.
And then what about in between the initial murders and those two?
So when the incident in 1987 happened, the estate sold this house to a landlord who just turned it into a rental, and he did a quick flip. And what's kind of crazy about this incident is he just threw vinyl flooring over the existing flooring. And if you look at the bedrooms, there's actually OSB wood that is nailed up against the wall. And legend has it is that it was placed on the walls to cover up all the blood.
Really?
Yeah, it's, if you guys come in here, so, yeah, this is OSB.
What does that stand for, by the way?
It's just it's like a particle board or a compressed from different parts of, tree shavings and stuff. But what I don't understand is that if you look up on top, the OSB is actually stained. So this could potentially be the same wall back in 1987, but I don't know for sure. I just don't understand why they would stain the wall up on top and then paint it below. So unless it was originally stained and they decided just to paint over it to try to cover up anything that happened. So Junior's body was actually found right here in the corner.
So Junior was here in the corner. His parents were, there's a train.
Finally, right? Yeah, about a half hour.
So his body was here. His mom and dad were out here?
No, his mom was actually face up in the doorway right here. And then the father was found in the first bedroom in his bed. When you guys look over the police report, it'll state that he was covered up to his neck. And I don't know if you guys want to read the police report out loud on camera, so that way they kind of get a better visual on it. There's a lot of small details in that police report. And maybe you guys can ask the question. So the police officer writes, I walked into the house and was standing in the living room looking south, which would be this direction. I could see a fan running, blowing west into the bedroom, the same bedroom that I had looked into from the outside of the house. I then walked into the bedroom and observed a person in bed covered up to the neck. His entire face was gone from a blast from a gun. I then observed remains of his head on the west wall. I turned around, walked back to the living room, and walked south into the next room. Well, this is what really doesn't make any sense, is this room is just one big open room. So why would he say the next room, right? So we started peeling back the drop ceiling, and you can actually see the transition to where this wall, there was a wall right here. You got the different colored tiles, and then there was some kind of wall separating this room. I first observed a light on
Hello,
the east
Monkey
wall of the
Man,
second room.
Steven.
Also, the television set was on. I then saw an older lady lying on the floor, face up, with her head pointing west. She was lying in a pool of dry blood. She was in the center of the room. The smell was so strong and burning my eyes that I could go no further and see. I went back out the front door and went west to the first house, and he talked to the neighbor, and then that's when he called the sheriff's department and the Department of Criminal Investigation. So when the initial police officer was in here, he did not see the son in his back bedroom. So.
And you told us earlier about how the bodies were found in the mailman.
Yeah. Yep. So in the beginning of the report, he received a phone call at the Belle Plaine Police Department at 1 p.m. July 15th, 1987, from a mail carrier for the city of Belle Plaine to go to 605 11th Street. He stated to me on the phone that he thought that something was wrong at the residence because no mail had been picked up for several days and he could smell something coming from the house. I arrived at 1:05 p.m. and talked to Blank for a short time on the sidewalk. An older lady who was a neighbor saw Blank and myself talking, and she told me that she had not seen any activity around the house for several days. I walked up to the house and I looked in the bedroom window facing the front of the house. I could see the outline of a person lying in bed on the covers. I shouted very loudly to the person but got no response. I detected a strong smell of something dead coming from the window, and there were a lot of flies on the window. At that time, Blank left to continue his mail route. I went to the front door and knocked very loudly. Blank stated to me that 3 people lived there. Blank, his wife, and a son who was in his mid-30s. I got no response from knocking. I then tried the screen door, which was locked. I forced the screen door open and then tried the inside door, which was also locked. I kicked the inside door open and the smell of something dead was so strong it burned my eyes. I walked into the house and was standing.
Oh my God, it's pizza, isn't it?
And that's when you see the fan going in the bedroom.
So he kind of stopped after seeing her, and he didn't go in there.
Yes.
Initially.
So you had 4 people that died inside of this house?
4, possibly 5, but it was a older individual from natural causes. I don't know that for sure though. That's just what someone told me.
And what about the history of this house from like the very beginning?
So at the very beginning, this house was constructed for the road workers to live here as a temporary stay while they worked here in Belle Plaine at the rail yard or on the steam engines or just building facilities.
It's crazy. It's weird when a place like this becomes a magnet for something like that, like violent incidents. I wonder what causes that.
Yeah, I don't know. Especially with 2 separate instances. It's just really strange, especially the violence that was behind it.
Like so, even the shotgun, the really brutal way to kill somebody.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, oh yeah.
If you guys have a metal detector, you guys will probably end up picking up buckshot still on the walls.
Yeah.
So.
Something to find about.
Because all they did was they just put a drop ceiling in. The original ceiling's still exposed, so you should be able to detect any type of metallic material in the walls.
Is there a Walmart around here where we can buy one?
No, about 40 miles away. But
real quick on this part, this is and the chair. Anything else that was?
This lamp.
The lamp. Any of those things on the chair that's just not there.
Nope. Actually, the stopwatch, the glasses,
I don't know about glasses.
the ashtray. So these are all original. Then you got the paramedic gloves on the table right behind you. You also have a dresser in here that was here. What was interesting about this is if you open it up, there's actually hair in the dresser. So.
And that's original to the family that was killed.
To the incident in 2016.
Oh.
So not 1987. No.
And this was the room where the dad was?
Yes, he was actually, this is the same window that the police officer looked in to observe the body on the bed. So there was no diagram that I seen of where everything was located. It's just based off this police report.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that the bed was against the wall, facing this direction. The fan was blowing into the room, and the police officer was able to observe Senior covered up to his neck. So, but other than that, if you guys were able to rip up the carpet, there's OSB underneath. If you ripped up the OSB, you'd be able to see the blood stains still there. The original floor is still intact, and we know that because we went in the basement to observe the joists, and everything's still in the original state, just covered up.
That's just crazy to me that they actually left all of that.
Yeah. So they didn't tear out anything. In the bedroom, you will be able to expose where the exact spot was.
But it's also, I mean, thinking about it with crime scene cleanups and like body decomp stuff, it's really expensive to clean that stuff up. So a lot of times you're having to actually just rip out all the wood in a house and anything that's got the biohazard material. And so it's kind of crazy to see that even the gloves were still left here. I mean, there was no cleaning done after what happened. So he was even still living in the house.
Yeah, he was still living in the house. And I'm not really sure what the date was. I think it was sometime in May. So he was here for 5 years before he left the house.
And was there any motive behind that attack?
No idea.
That's crazy. What about paranormal activity in here? Any other stories or events that are interesting?
So the incident in 2016 with the lady, she's very active in the house. They also observed that Junior is very active in the house, but when Junior is active, Vicky's not. And when Vicky's active, Junior's not. So it's like they have two separate areas of the house to themselves. But then I was also told that if you anger Junior, the energy changes in the house, and that's when weird stuff starts to happen. One incident, this is why I don't ever do paranormal investigations, because people ask me to do them, and I agreed to do one for a short time with a group in here, and they were doing the Estes method, and we were back in the bathroom.
When pain stops you in your tracks, try new Voltacare Cooling Cream with 4 pain-fighting ingredients. And get fast cooling pain relief. New Voltacare Cooling Cream.
Smooth melting Lindor by the Lind Maker Chocolatier. Meet Endy Petite, the new kids collection from Endy. The same Endy comfort you know and trust. Cozy and colorful styles they'll love, supporting every dream along the way. Sleep better, shine brighter with Petite.
At Cal Tire, we say true peace of mind is knowing you're on the right winter tires at the absolute right price. Like $75 off, Ice Grip certified Nokian winter tires.
And she said, "Do you feel that?" And there was 3 of us along with her in the bathroom, and all of a sudden my arm started burning. And I thought that was a little weird that she would say, "Do you feel that?" And my arm started burning. And I looked down and there was hives. It looked like there was hives forming. And then I think the next line was, "Yeah, you." And that's when I'm like, you know what? I'm done. Yeah. So when I went home, the rash went away. So it was just something that I'm not used to experiencing, and I don't know if I touched something in the bathroom that gave me some type of allergic reaction, but the coincidence of it happening is just something I can't explain.
So you said we could go down to the basement and look at that underside too,
Yeah.
right?
Actually, if you want to, one paranormal group caught a spirit of a dog named Toby. So they brought in a milk bone. And this milk bone was down on the floor right there. And I had a friend come in to help me move a couch to the backyard. And when we walked in, he had a dog with him. And I looked down on the ground and I didn't see the milk bone. So I thought the dog ate it. Well, we picked up the couch and the milk bone fell from the couch. So, don't know how it happened, but for some reason that milk bone was able to travel 12 feet. There was no gnaw marks. I mean, that would take a big mouse to pick up that milk bone to carry it.
I would think
So, that was a little strange too, but yeah, I'll have to show you guys a video. This happened at 11 o'clock at night on Friday.
Can you stop sucking it off, please? Can you step away from her? It's getting faster. Spicy. Wow. So whatever energy is getting fed back into this, it's getting fed back into it so hard that it can't keep up with the capacitor inside because it's literally stopping it from being interacted with.
And then I have another video that was sent to me. I came in to check on a group while they were filming. And if you look really close, you'll be able to see
You are going to see
something come out of the back bedroom.
right past you right there, and it goes to me, then it goes back to you,
Watch my hands.
back above and around to the right, and it goes back behind me and out by past Vicky's area. So I just thought that was interesting. I'm not saying it's an orb or anything paranormal, but it definitely moved different than
But what's crazy is that when that orb goes right past me, I take my hand out of my pocket.
go right past you right there, and it goes to me, then it goes back to you,
And I don't know if something touched me, and I pulled my hand out of my pocket, but that's another reason why I don't mess with the paranormal. But we can actually go more into the stain here. So I work with water and sewer. I see water stains all the time. And if it was a water stain, which it possibly could be, the subfloor would be so saturated with moisture that it would lose the ability for the adhesive to still stick with the tile. So if you shoot in on this, we peeled it up and it actually broke right here. But you lift these up and the floor is still hard. But you see this yellow waxy material? So this waxy material right here is found right there as well. So it tells me that the adhesiveness that they use for the tile is more likely white. And I'm not really quite sure where the yellow comes in. But yeah, you got the yellow material right here, yellow right here.
I think I'm done with coloring for right now.
And this is actually still soft to where you can go directly to the subfloor. It's kind of like a puzzle. But you got all that yellow waxy material there too. And that's still hard. So it's just a puzzling stain. But if you look at the police report, it matches where Francis was found.
Level.
YouTube.
There's a grade into this corner.
Yeah, so,
You could roll marble or whatever.
yeah, if you do that, it'll actually just roll right in this area. So,
I forgot I'm already on YouTube. Go back. Hi, Michael. Move. Okay, hold on. I'm getting my way outside. Leash. Cheers. Nice. Why is it so hot? It's been so cold all day. Not here. It's becoming winter. It's cold. This morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, I saw my breath. It was cold. I don't want winter to come. Not me. I'm just happy I don't live in Alberta anymore. Coldest I've experienced is minus 42, and the coldest here I've experienced in BC is like minus 11. Okay, well, I think I'm going to get off here for a little bit, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.